getting some levels and tuning. Watching of the Facebook. Watching of the Facebook. Facebook Live. Gotta come up with a theme song for Facebook Live. Facebook Live. That's the old HBO theme. I'm gonna steal it because that was a cool theme. It kind of got you excited to see some cool movie, and then back in the 80s when that used that theme, and then we'd watch like Predator or something on HBO. Anyway, so I think we got some levels. Oh, I didn't even test the guitar levels, but did the same as last week, I think. Turning it on. That's a problem. Yeah. Okay. For those of you who watched last week, there's a bad cable down here. It's this very specific. I forget it's not an 1/8 inch. It's not a 1/4 inch. It's smaller than an 1/8 inch. It's like a 16th or something. 2.66 or something. Specifically for this AKG wireless, and I ordered it, but it was hard to find too. It's not a very common cable apparently. So hopefully this cable holds out. If you hear in the middle of a set, that is the cable. And the reason that I cannot use a normal cable is because for some reason the electricity needs to be fixed down here, because I get electrocuted if I touch the mic with my mouth and the guitar at the same time. So that, and to fix that, we use the vocal or the guitars to be wireless. And let me move the monitor so I can actually see what's going on. I see people coming on. Cool. We start in 2 seconds. Come on. Don't. Alright, I see Tony and Ross and Daryl. Live at Daryl's house. Eventually, I was actually talking about about that today. I love the show live at Daryl's house. They had Billy Gibbons, they had Joe Walsh, a lot of great things, and it was a great band and the jam. So we'll set something like that up down here eventually when we'll have other musicians come. So what I want to do is kind of watch this on here in case people post or put requests. So all this technology. We got a computer over there, we got a camera, and they got a mic over there. Actually, good. I should point the mic to me. That would be a good idea. I kept banging my head on the mic in the room, so I moved it, and now it's kind of pointing at the wall. So that's a problem. Hold on. Right there. This is a brand new setup. I just was working with the camera last night because the colors of the lights is like red here and another light there, and it was making my face all like blown out, and the reds were turning white, and I realized it was like, when you do that, you gotta adjust the auto white balance in the camera, or else it thinks red is supposed to be white, and we'll see. It's kind of working. Do I look pretty? Anyway. let's try. I like opening with this one. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's kind of just an upbeat song, so it gets me kind of energized. Hopefully, it does the same for you. If I can find my water. I don't know why I'm speaking with a southern accent. Find my water here. Play y'all some Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then I had the set list somewhere. Let me go get the set list. Where it is, right here, somewhere. Can I? No, that's not the set list. Where did the set list go? Oh wait, put it over here. The problem with this set list is I wrote it in red ink and then I got a red light on me. So, I don't know. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some Red Hot Chili Peppers. We're gonna do some originals, and I wanted to do a car song last week, and I didn't have the track, so I made sure I had the track loaded today. But we're gonna start with some of this. We totally rearranged this in the room, so I'm like trying to combobulate myself here. But it's a combination where I'm comfortable with the speaker, but also I have to get comfortable with the camera so it doesn't hide my face too much. So I'm supposed to put the mic over here, but it's kind of weird. I know. I'll try that, because it's still gonna... The camera's stuck right there. I can't move it anymore because I have a 3-foot cable, and I ordered the cable extension. It did not work. Did not recognize the camera, so I ordered a new one. That's gonna take another week to get here. So, what was I doing? Okay. I just put the meter up on the screen, that way I could tell if it's overloading. If I put my glasses on, I could barely tell if it's too loud or whatever, and blowing up the computer. Or let me know if the first song, if it sounds good, or if it's too loud or whatnot. Anyway, drinking our time. All right, the pedal board is a little too close, but I don't want to move it because it'll cut out again because then a bad cable. Anyway, fun times. Well, I spent all week trying to get the video a little better than last week. This is a real camera and a real mic doing the sound. So let's see what this sounds like. But maybe I got the words right this week. Someone better slap me before I start to rust, before I start to decompose. Looking in my rearview mirror, looking in my rearview mirror, I could make it disappear. I could make it disappear. Have no fear. I'm not let's fight with pain, and music is my only, is my aeroplane. The sound of sweet and sour chain, and music is my only, is my aeroplane. I just fight with pain. That mother is always fight with pain. aeroplane looks like we can. It's here for the bass player who kicks ass. Something like that. I'm getting it. I think I need some more of this and that. Anyway. Something like that. Alright, not bad for a first song. About 3 words in, I got something gagged in my throat. It's like allergy season, but I soldiered through it. And I bet y'all didn't even know. But it was, and then, yeah, there's something going on. But the show must go on. Oh, I got some thumbs up. They like me. Okay, originals. People want to hear some originals. Where'd it go? I keep that in a separate folder. And did you notice I went on almost on time this week, which is pretty impressive in and of itself. So I gotta find originals. See, I could see stuff like far with my glasses, and I can't see it close up, and it's like I feel like an old fogey here. We're gonna do this song. This song is called "Gonna Do." Isn't that cool? Isn't that like a play on words? Yeah, I'm dry and stuffy, but fuck it. Let's take these off so we can look more like a rock star. Put these over here. Glasses aren't rock and roll unless you're like Elvis Costello. What are we doing? Okay. How's this go again? Some people get pretty mean, and them oblivious people, they don't take me see. Supercilious people kill self-esteem. Them kind of people don't mean nothing to me. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Whatever I wanna do. Yes, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I wanna do. And I got 5 flaps on my face and be a damn disgrace. I want to. When I want to. And I'll grab that spotlight and get ready to die. And I'll tell that I want to. And I want to. I got all of my pride and my destiny. I gotta do what I got to make it happen for me. Haven't got any time, no energy to count the people's opinion of me. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, whatever I wanna do. I guess I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, I wanna do. And I got 5 flaps on my face and be a damn disgrace. And I want to.
like I'll never back down or compromise if I ever wanna come here too long. I fall back on my imagination, giving myself visualization. No, I got a plan. No, I got it when I wanna, cause you know I'm a man. And if you're getting in my way, you're gonna regret. Look, I'm gonna stop my cause I will not let. Gonna do, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Whatever I wanna do. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I wanna do.
There's a weird interaction between that fuzz pedal and that wah-wah. Normally the wah-wah just kind of go wah-wah, wah-wah. Like this. Like this would be like. But when I add that fuzz pedal, it does like a frequency thing. And I don't understand that. I have to Google that because in my million years of playing guitar, I've never experienced that weird thing. Maybe it's just the order of something, the impedance of the thing, or I don't know. I don't think it's anything that broke. But interesting. But maybe I'll just use the wah-wah on the gain channel. But wah and fuzz kind of are a nice pair, so I'll try a different fuzz pedal. Anyway, that was gonna do. That was original off the second album, which where is it? Well, the second album's called Not Afraid to Bleed, and there's a website on the screen. Don't you like that cool artwork? I didn't do the artwork, but I had a guy. It's so pretty, I had to put it on the screen. And plus, so I don't have to keep saying the website. You go to the website and you get either CD, or just sign up to the mailing list. And if you sign up to the mailing list, it's right on the first page of you can't miss it on the website. And you get, I'll send you a few songs for free, like a free taste test. You know how you go to the supermarket and you're going down the aisle and they give you a little cup, a little taste of something, some juice or something, Well, you get the free, sign up to the mailing list on my website. The URL is right here. Something like that. And you get, the 3 free songs, and then I think later on, you get, like a week later, you get a coupon for like 30% off the album. So if you taste it and you realize it's delicious, you want to buy some, it's a good deal. Stuffiness. Oh, you know what I want to do? Andrew requested Black Sabbath. I don't have any Black Sabbath prepared. I could play, I know a million Black Sabbath songs, but nothing where I'm prepared to sing and play, and I have backing tracks for it. Let's say. Need the distortion for the Black Sabbath. Right, you could do something like. All right now. Anyway, that's obviously not part of the performance. I was just pulling that out of my ass for goofs and shits and giggles. But I will learn something. I always liked Warpig. Maybe that would be a cool one to do. I just gotta learn the vocals. Anyway, and get some kind of drum backing tracks to play along with. But, sorry Andrew, I don't have anything prepared, but I know Andrew is also a fan of the Cars. So for Andrew, I'll do the Cars. I know he's a fan of the Cars. Who is it? It's a shame we lost Rick Ocasek recently. So there's, no Benjamin Orr, no more Rick Ocasek, so there's no chance of Cars reunion tour, unfortunately. I never got to see them in their prime. Elliot Easton is still alive, and as you can tell from the guitar solo on the song, was very cool. And his allergy stuff, so if I get a little weird sound in my voice, it's because of that. have fun. First time doing this one on this show.
I don't want you coming here and wasting all my time. But it's when you're standing on some hill, I kinda lose my mind. Yeah, it's not the perfume that you wear, it's not the ribbons in your hair. I don't want you coming here and wasting all my time. I don't mind you hanging out and talking in your sleep. It doesn't matter where you've been. I always do it deep. Yeah, I always look to where it matters. You look so fancy, I can tell. I don't mind you hanging out and talking in your sleep. I guess it's just what I needed. I needed someone to leave. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to leave. I don't mind you coming here and wasting all my time. But it's when you're standing on so near, I kinda lose my mind. Yeah, there's not the perfume that you wear, it's not the ribbons in your hair. I don't mind you coming here and wasting all my time. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to be. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to breathe. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to breathe. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to breathe. So baby, you're just what I needed. You're just what I needed. You're just what I needed. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not bad for the first time. That first time ever doing that here. It's a tricky arrangement. I remembered where the guitar solo was, which I don't always. Anyway, the Cars. I mean, who doesn't like the Cars? I grew up on the Cars. That first album doesn't have a bad song on it. In Benjamin Orr's voice. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? Let's do another original. Mix it up. Bubblers. I'm gonna do something a little mellow.
and the light shine right on me. Yeah, sometimes she's a winter storm, and I feel like I'm gonna freeze, yeah. Yeah, sometimes she's a hurricane that tests my need to be free. Once you see that I feel her pain, I want you to shine right back on me, yeah. I said, love is like the sun and the rain. And love never caused me no pain. Sometimes I feel like she's testing me. When I thunder, he rolls over the sea, yeah. But I just show her the love in me. She returns to that warm, gentle breeze. I feel her floods crashing over me. I feel like I'm going round, yeah. But then she reaches out to me, and she would never, ever, ever down, no. 'Cause I like the sun and the rain, yeah. Love will never cause me no pain. Like the sun and the rain. I'll never cause you no pain. Like the sun and the rain. Gotta figure out where the ending is. It's big tracks with the band. Like it kind of we do like a crescendo and then come down, and I could do like the sun and the rain. Yeah. All with the drums. Imagine it.
pictured in your mind. Until we get rid of this COVID stuff, we won't, have to rely on the tracks. The tracks aren't as much fun. You know what? Since I'm already in the folder that has the originals, let's share my own original. And then there's a new, not a new one original, but original that I haven't done live in years that I was going to pull out today. I may pull it out later. What? This is like the quote-unquote hit. I mean, that last one, Sun in the Rain, was kind of a, I don't know if I would call it hit, but it's this one that people keep asking for, and so is this one. This one is kind of about relationships and stuff, and it's kind of funny. People love the line. There's a line in there that, he's got more red flags than a Chinese parade. Knowing that, like Chinese red flag, the Chinese flag is red. And I think also there's a few countries that have red flags, but I thought, that just Chinese parade kind of flowed better than like Russian parade. Rolls off the tongue a little bit better. Anyway. It's topical too, isn't it? Anyway. And just for those guitar players are always ask. I'm still kind of stretching my neck to reach the mic, so that's not a good thing. But this sound here. That underwater guitar sound. For some reason it's more distorted, probably because the battery in the wireless is dying. It usually should be a little cleaner and funkier, but hey, it is what it is. That's a Phase 90, and it's a 1970, I don't know what you get exactly, 72, 73 Bud Box. It's the original, and there's nothing quite sounds the same. It sounds like that sound of old Van Halen, old Rush, old Steely Dan, old Doobie Brothers. And actually on the record, I did not use the Phase 90 on this song, but on the live recording I did, and I just for a goof, and I liked the way it sounded. And so now live, I kind of, if I remember to turn it on, we're doing it. So let's try this. Here we go. You know you're wasting your time if you think you gotta reach it with him. Look at all the red flags in your yard. I teach you looking around. Can't see the writing on the wall right in front of your face. Yeah, well, I never step on me, never put him in his place. He got red flags up and down. So why you keep on sticking around? Yeah, he got red flags all around. I wonder why your men keep ringing down. You don't need to waste another year, really do not need to see it rest. It's all downhill from here, see this is him looking his best. You know I got one red flag and a better Chinese parade. And I'll stop to say, might be getting played, but he got red flags up and down. So I keep on sticking around. He got red flags all around. I wonder why you make keep raining down. Red flags up and down. So I keep on sticking around. Red flags all around. I wonder why you make keep raining down. Don't need to drive with the years ago, just without road leads. All the sounds are there, baby. It doesn't need to read. I sit there wondering why this happens to me. Cause when you see those signs, you ignore what you see. He got red flags up and down. So why you keep on sticking around? He got red flags all around. I wonder why you make keep ringing down. bass on that song. That's Donna McPherson on bass. It's obviously the pre-recorded track, but it's still a live bass because she couldn't come down because of the whole quarantine thing. But kick ass. Everybody loves the bass line on that. And the bridge, that's one of my favorite parts of that album. The bridge section, there's a little cool bass line. I mean, my rap is cool and everything there, but there's a really cool some bass licks in there that we did that Don does. You know, anyway, it's exactly like that. Now, but if you get that song on the studio version, and also on that, we had percussion, and we just wanted to just have goof around and have fun in the studio. So we had all sorts of weird percussion. There's a rain stick on it, a rain stick, keys, because the percussionist came over. I think it was Jonathan Leach that was the percussionist on that, and he brought all, it's like, just bring all your percussion stuff and we'll figure it out in the studio. And he was cramming with all these percussion toys. I'm like, cool, put the keys on it, put the rain stick on it, put the whatever, anything you can come up with. Yeah, put the thing, scratchy thing. And it was just all crazy stuff. And if you go onto YouTube, there's actually a video of us mixing it. Ronan Chris Murphy, who's a pretty well-known producer, we mixed it in his studio. And he turns around in this chair while it's kind of playing in the background. He's like, that's my favorite part, with all the crazy shit going on in the background. So those are the best moments in the studio, when you're just like kind of experimenting and you tried some quote unquote crazy shit. Fun stuff. When you're having fun in the studio, it translates on the record. And let's try. I have no idea what the next song is going to be. None whatsoever. Let me see if there's any requests. Let's see what we got. Ken Carr as well. Ken Carr, he's a really good luthier. He didn't do this guitar, but I have another guitar just like this, and he did that guitar. The neck was all like warped and twisted, and he kind of fixed it. Bill Breen, thanks for coming. I love the Cars. He's from MA, Massachusetts. I assume that is cool. East Coast in the house. And Tony, Joe, and Bob. Hey, thanks, Bob. Bob's been coming to like lip service shows since ancient days of old at the Woodbridge Hilton, and he brought cookies for my birthday. So I still remember that delicious cookies. You bring me food, and I'll remember. You're my friend for life. Okay. Anybody have requests? Not that I'm gonna play it, but it'll give me. I may actually know it. So now it's like random hour of random songs or requests or whatever, because I planned to do those originals. I really wanted to do the Cars song because I'm a Cars fan. And what else we got? It's like spin the wheel, right? What else we got? We did Chili Peppers. I don't know. I just scroll until I see something that looks interesting. And Karina from Lip Service, she said she was going to come down, but I guess she didn't. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to call her. I don't remember. But well, just a little bit of a 10K squeal there. We're in a small confined space here. What do we want to hear? Oh, you know what? This will be fun. I know this gets overplayed, but people always like it. If I could find it. And the beginning, because of the timing of the playing and singing, I get it right like 1 out of 3 times, so forgive me. But then once the drums come in, kick in, I got it. I know where I am. This is fun. There's too much delay. So this is some ZZ Top. You gotta like the ZZ Top. Rumors going round in that Texas town about that shack outside of Grange. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that old town on the range. They got a nice goes.
said, where's time? If you got the time and intend to get yourself, there's time almost every night. But now I might be mistaken. That's always a fun one. Come on, ZZ Top. I learned some more ZZ Top. Waiting for the bus all day. All that stuff, all old. The bluesier stuff. I mean, the Eliminator stuff was great, and Sharp Dressed Man. But the older stuff is Brown Sugar and we heard it on the X, and and I think there's some of that. I mean, if you listen to the riff from Hot for Teacher, it's like right off of like a cross between Heard It on the X and the LaGrange riff. I mean, come on, the LaGrange riff is kind of like. Which I'm sure Billy Gibbons didn't invent that. That's kind of a bluesless riff, but then you got Anyway, do that another time. There's no way I could play that and sing that at the same time. Actually, to play it, I'd probably have to spend a week and brush it up. I'm a little we were playing like 2-3 nights a week, and now I have been playing, and I should be practicing, but I've had so many other things going on, like setting up this video and all that fun stuff. I'm a little bit rusty, a little. It's a little bit, just a little bit. I'm gonna start practicing more again. So what else we got? Any requests? Any requests? You suck. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. What else? What were we gonna do? So yeah, next week we'll probably have Karina come down, and she'll probably sing some stuff. You know what? Since we're in a kind of a bluesy rock guitar mode. Oh, you know what? This one I haven't done in a while.
up the words. It's been so long. Not that I knew the words when I did it before. But this one we haven't done on the live stream. And I try not to be too repetitive. So, give me a glass of water. And let me know how the sound is, because I completely redid the sound. We're actually doing, for those of you studio people, I have in the room, it's still live in the room, you're not hearing the mic off of here or the mic off of the amp, but I'm going through a PA like it was a gig, but I do have a Perlman TM on, which is a very, very good mic, going through like a good Pacifica audio design, A-Designs preamp, into the computer, which goes out to the Facebook Live thing, or Twitch, or YouTube, depending on what you're watching on. Most people are on Facebook, but I'm trying to get hip with the Twitch. That's what all the kids are playing, or watching these days. The Twitch. A couple of weeks ago, I'm like, what's a Twitch? I kept seeing the little purple logo, and I went on, and it was kind of fun. It was kind of cool. There's some, cool stuff, so I might be doing some of that stuff there. Anyway. Oh, okay. This is some Rolling Stones. I think somebody requested Rolling Stones like last week. So here it is this week. I've been holding out so long, I was sleeping all alone, Lord, I miss you. I've been hanging on the phone, I was sleeping all alone, I want to kiss you. When I've been holding in my sleep, you were stalling in my dream, Lord, I miss you. I've been waiting on home, waiting on your call when the phone rings. It's just a friend I say, hey, what's the matter, man? Coming out 12 from Puerto Rico just dying to meet you. But I'm playing kiss of wine, I'm messing foot around, like I used to. Oh, baby, won't you wait so long? Oh, baby, won't you wait so long? Won't you come on, come on? Oh. It's my favorite part. I will walk in Central Park, shaking at the top. People think I'm crazy. I was stumbling on my feet, shuffling through the street, asking people, what's the matter with you, boy? Oh, sometimes I say, oh, sometimes I'll say, sounds. Swishy sounds. King of swishy sounds. You know what? I don't know. I don't know what. I do a couple more. We usually do like an hour. Me and all my band do like an hour, give or take, but sometimes we do more. Sometimes we feel. How we been to now we feel. A mood. Oh, you know this is one we haven't done. Okay. They always want to hear at least one Johnny Cash. And it's weird. Johnny Cash is just universal. I mean, I get like 21-year-old girls like Johnny Cash, and like 60, 70-year-old guys. You play some Johnny Cash? So, you know, sure. A lot of static. Oh well. What are we doing? Okay. Here we go. Love is a burning thing, but it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burn. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame went higher. And it burns, burns, burn. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fulfill you like a child. Oh, but if I went wild, I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burn. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burn. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, and it burns, burns, burn. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Do this, the Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. It was a busy week. I didn't really get a chance to learn any new songs. But, you know what? You guys want to hear an original that I haven't done in a while. This is off the first album, 2010. And actually, this was kind of I don't want to call it a hit, but this is another one people are like, I don't know, when I've done podcasts and stuff like that, or just that people have heard it, they like it. There's a few songs that just kind of people keep asking about. Sun in the Rain, Red Flags, and this one. Not that they don't, I mean, other ones too. They're all just wonderful songs. But this one people seem to ask about. This is a ballad. And I hadn't played it in like years, so I relearned the guitar solo. There's like 3 or 4 guitar solos, and I kind of relearned them last night. While watching Alita Battle Angel on HBO. I'm a multitasker. We'll see. I think, yeah. So, this, I don't know why I'm getting, isn't that greatest? And these are single coil pickups, so I get a little bit of a hissy hummy thing. But okay, I just gotta remember because there's different solos or different lengths, and if I don't do them right, I come into the wrong time. Oh well, it happens. Let's try this. Let's try it. What would you do if I told you I loved you? And what would you do if I said that I cared? And why can't you say that you love me too? What a look in your eyes, I know that you do. You, who needs you more than I do. You love me, you need me more than you show. I need you to tell me what I already know. I need to hear it from you, 'cause I love you so. What would you do if I told you I loved you? Would you put up your walls and run scared? Would you shut me out and give in to your fears? Or would you say those are the words that you've been longing to hear? Who loves you? Who needs you more than I do? You love me, you need me more than you show. I need you to tell me why you're ready now. I need to hear it from you, 'cause I love you so, love you so. You, who needs you more than I do? You love me, but you need me more than you show. I need you to tell me what I already know. I need to hear it from you, 'cause I love you so. I love you so. was an E minor. E minor, so yeah, first time ever. Kind of pulled it off. That has some actually really cool harmonies. Karina usually does. Actually, most of the verse has a second harmony on there, and then the chorus there's a back and forth. So my ear is kind of missing that, and it sounds really cool with the harmonies. Karina will come down next week. She's got to relearn it too, because she probably last sang it in like 2011. we did that. I think we did that at Arlene's Grocery. We did a bunch after that. Right before the second album came out, we did a bunch of shows at Arlene's Grocery in our bar, with songs from the first album and songs from the second album, which wasn't even out yet, I don't think, at the time. Those are on YouTube somewhere. But I'm relearning those songs again to kind of, push them out. Okay, we got to end up on something a little more upbeat. I want to end off on a bat. Well, or at least, I don't know. End up any requests? We got. Okay, what are we gonna end off? We're gonna end off on something fun. That's fun. We're gonna have some fun. I'm just looking. Since you didn't request, so you get what you're gonna get. It's like, it's like when your mom would make dinner and be like, you gotta eat what we made for you. You're gonna go to bed without nothing. So you don't make a request, we're gonna listen to what we gave you. You'll get no songs tonight. Well, you don't even see what I'm seeing. I'm going through a process here of looking and saying, maybe, you know what? Again. Somebody requested this one song last week, and it's right there, but I don't see them on the stream, so their loss. Let's do this one. This is always fun. The War. must have been, people like that one, so maybe I'll do that one more. So another thumbs up. And a heart. Ooh, a heart. Heart's what it wants. It's, okay, so, actually at one point, if you look somewhere, I think it's on my YouTube channel, there is, what's her face? Selena Gomez had a song called Heart What's What Knows What It Wants. And she did it, her version was kind of like poppy ballady. And I kind of did like an acoustic version, just on a whim that we did a little music video for it. So I did do a music video covering a Selena Gomez song. It's out there now. I wouldn't say I'm not proud of it. I think it was kind of cool, actually, because it's actually a good song. I heard it, and I'm like, I don't hate it. And you know, I like the phrasing of it. It's like, I'm like, I really like the phrasing of the rhythm, but she kind of did it too ballady. I'm like, that's more of a, should be more, you should take advantage of that rhythm. Anyway, since the people seem to be doing hearts, might as well give them some more heart music. Not hard. I'm not gonna sing Barracuda or nothing. That would be fun. E. We could do it. You kind of need a whammy bar to go. No, I'm not gonna sing it. That one would be a little playing and singing it, and plus it's Nancy Wilson. Yeah, but when Cindy comes down, she'll sing it for y'all. We like doing that one actually. When we have the real drummer and stuff like that. Let's pick another thing, and then we outie. I mean, this Purple Rain. Maybe I'll shout out some stuff and people could vote or something. Make it a fun thing. There's Purple Rain. There's let's see. No, I don't want to do that one. I'm not going to suggest it. There's certain more people always want to hear, and then I know. There's an American Girl. I think I got Sweet Caroline. I mean, some of these are a little cliche, but it seems people are always like, yeah. You never know. With some of these songs, like Brown Eyed Girl, don't request Brown Eyed Girl, or I will block you. But Sweet Caroline, American Girl, some people are like, yeah, or they're like, no. Yeah, because they're a little played, but because they're, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do this one. Let me pull up the lyrics. I like this song, and it, actually, this kind of brings me up a funny but sad story. Jeff was a bass player for many bands and keyboard player. Played with Hybrid and a few other songs. He was the nicest guy you ever want to meet, and he died in what was like a massive heart attack and a car accident. I think it was the heart attack that killed him. And he was like 49, young. It's really a shame. But he heard my original album, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta do Warren Zevon. You gotta do Warren Zevon. He was every gig. He was like, we gotta do this tune because he liked the way my voice sounded in it. So this goes out to Jeff. Miss you, man. He was just a great guy, man. Great guy. Some of you may even know him, but or if you don't know, you probably saw him in a band because he played in a million bands on the circuit. So anyway, we're gonna do this one because I said so. In the meantime, think of another request, and then we outie because I'm hungry. Wait a minute. It's the wrong song. What was the song? Oh yeah. You gotta like press on it, like these touch screen things. Here we go. All right. I saw a world for the Chinese menu on his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain.
for a place called Rehoboth. On a better big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, you hear 'em howling on your kitchen door. You better not let 'em in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. Is her head a gentle or ran off in Kent? Lady has been overheard in Mayfair. Better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his teller. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw werewolves drinking a peanut colada at Schrader Red. His hair was perfect. I always think of Tom Cruise in that pool movie. When he's playing the pool and he does that. He's just, it's a great movie. Ahoo, oh, werewolves of London. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Yeah, that was what was that movie? Color of Money. Yeah. So I don't know. You should know this, but if you don't, The Color of Money was a sequel to a Paul Newman movie called The Hustler, and that was like one of my dad's favorite movies. And I watched it with him when I was a kid, and he still loves that movie, because he was a big pool player, and I grew up playing pool. We had a pool table in the basement. What was I gonna say? So that was with Jackie Gleason plays Minnesota Fats, and Paul Newman is the pool player. And then you should watch it. Black and white movie, but then The Color of Money is him like, I don't know how many years later, 30 years later, he's given up playing pool. He was a hustler, and so both of those movies are great in their own way. So watch them. And there's obviously, if you've seen the second one, the Werewolves London scene where he's playing pool and he's doing all these crazy tricks and playing the pool stick behind his back, and then the scene when he shoots the thing and gets makes the shot, and he's like, then he flips the pool stick around, and he's like, his hair was perfect. Boom, boom, boom. He's just really slick. So YouTube that if you haven't seen it. It's just classic, and I think about that every time I hear that song. Anyway, maybe we'll do one more. Maybe not. Is there any? It's hard because without the girls, it's usually I'm like, you guys sing one. But I don't see any. Of course, I don't know how fresh this is because I think it's not matching what that says on that screen, and that's too far, so I can't see it. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be refreshing the comments. But I don't see any requests. So I'm gonna play something terrible and awful. No, people are still watching, so I might as well play another one. One last one. I mean,
There's like American Girl. Do I even have American Girl? I don't have American Girl. I'll have to put that on there because that's a popular one. Surprised I don't have that. Oh, Purple Rain, Another Brick in the Wall, Basket Case, Fly by Sugar Ray, Black Magic Woman. Because Black Magic Woman is a great song to do live with the band, but the track, it kind of ends before the cool boom, 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 boom part. Boom, 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 boom. You know, the part where it goes. That used to be a favorite. When we started doing the track, it was, it's just not, you can't do as much fun stuff. What else? Bust a Move. I gotta add some new songs. The Brick in the Wall. I'd end up on something cool. I mean, the World of Dungeon was a cool one. There's certain ones that are very popular that I don't feel like doing. It's in my house. I do what I want in my house. Just give it to me, baby. I'm throwing stuff out. If anybody messages it, maybe I'll actually do it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I haven't done this one in a while. This is a fun one. This is the 80s. I grew up on 80s MTV. Who else didn't do that? And this was you know, the 80s. The early 80s MTV was great. Not once it got to like my 16-year-old teen mother, whatever. That's, you know, reality stuff, real world, all that stuff. But when they actually had videos, there's some cool ass videos on there. Anyway, stop talking. What is this? Twitch, they'll talk for 15 minutes and then play a 3 minute song and then talk for another 15 minutes. But here, I think you want some entertainment. So this is the last one, I think, unless I get inspired. But this is the last one. Okay.
Moving forward, using all my breath. I'm making love to you was never second best. Saw the world rushing all around your face, never really knowing it was always a mesh at lace. But I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Dream of better life, a kind would never hate. Wrapped in a state of imaginary grace. We made a pilgrimage to save the human race. Never comprehending the race that long gone by. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. Just open wide. I'll stop the world and melt with you. You'd seen the difference and it's getting futures open wide. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll stop the world and build you. I've seen the difference and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'll stop the world and melt with you. 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 Yeehaw. I don't know why I did a country yeehaw after the. I always like to throw the British accent to that song because it's prevalent on the song. I don't know why. It's more fun. Do you guys want to hear Wonderwall? I mean, I don't know. That's one is like, depending on my mood, it's like cool or I think I have maybe one more in me because I'm hungry and I gotta pee. TMI, right? That's what all the kids say today. It means too much information. See, I'm hip with the lingo. It's fresh. I don't know. I threw out some stuff. I mean, I could do something, just pull it out of my ass and end off on a train wreck, which is fine. It happens. Anyway, any requests? No. Okay. You get what you get. You get what you get, and you like it. I'll learn some new, add some new stuff for next time. You know what? What was that one I was gonna do? I don't remember. Fly by Sugar Ray. The 90s called. They wants its song back. Okay. Should I do another one? Last one, or should I? You know what? Let's do this one. I love Floyd. I don't care what you guys want. I want to play some Pink Floyd because I grew up on this record. But tuning would be good. And then we're gonna end it. And just so you guys know, you can't have any pudding unless you eat your meat. It's word to the wise. And actually, I do have some rice pudding upstairs waiting for me, so. And I'll have some chicken. Chicken's meat, right? Yeah. So I have some chicken with rice upstairs. Chicken, I think it's chicken pilaf or some shit. I don't know. And pudding. So I'm gonna eat my meat and have my pudding and dedicate this song to me having dinner. See how everything we're intellectual here. There's tie-ins to the lyrics with real life. Isn't that like amazing? If I could, what was the name of that song? Oh yeah. Okay, this is it. This is for real. The end. This is the end. This is the end, my friend. This is the end. How's that go? I don't even know it. I should learn that though. That's a cool one. Okay. Okay. Here we go. One glass of water, and it's a little dry, and we're having fun. And you have to sing along with this one, because I don't have like 50 10-year-old kids to sing with me. Anyway, here we go. Last song. You don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers leave them kids alone. Teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, just another brick in the wall. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Get that British accent in there. He just leaves them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. Can't have any pudding if I don't eat your mate. Someone's never heard that song, then that sounds very silly. But if you haven't heard that song, then you're very silly because that is one of the classic songs of all time. The Floyd, they used to call them the Floyd back in the day. And they were, but their real name was the Pink Floyd. Anyway, we done, we outie, me and my band are tired. I had to do it all by myself, so it's even more tiring. At least when you have a band, you could kind of let them pick up some of the slack. But anyway, hope you guys had fun. I saw some thumbs up and faces with the hearts, the new heart emoji, so that's always cool. And let me know if you how the sound was, because I tweaked the sound. I have a new microphone out there recording and a new camera, and I think it's better, hopefully. Anyway, have a good weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday. We're going to plan to do this every Saturday at 9:30. And next week, maybe Karina from Lip Service may come down. And maybe even do stuff during the week. Once we get, now that I got this kind of set up, I may actually make it like official. We're doing a regular show. Doing like I always loved that show, Live at Daryl's House. So I'm going to do like live at Dave's house and have guest musicians come down. Once, we can do that again. And that'll be cool. Anyway, have a good weekend. Party on, Garth. How do you shut this thing off?